Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all having a good day so far. My name is Ben, and I am on a journey towards Mario Kart World, where I'm playing every single Mario Kart track. Last time, I went through the Nitro tracks of Mario Kart Wii, and today I am also playing Mario Kart Wii, this time going through the Retro tracks. Now, the Retro track selection of Mario Kart DS was fairly underwhelming. There were some weird picks, and a lot of the tracks felt like a downgrade compared to their originals. But I wouldn't not have them. I'm glad we got them because they paved the way for retros to become a series staple, and it will be interesting to see if Mario Kart Wii's retros improve upon Mario Kart DS's, and if they can stand alongside the absolutely banger Nitro tracks that are in this game. Right. Let's jump into things. Sticking with 150cc here. And then I think today I'm going to play as Baby Mario. My reasoning for that is that Mario Kart Wii is where the amount of babies on the roster became a little bit too much. And so it feels fitting to play as one of them. And I'm going to use the bullet bike for that inside drift again. Because even though I'm not very good at it, it is technically the optimal way to play this game. Right, into the shell cut then. Starting with Peach Beach from Mario Kart Double Dash. A track that before I thought was fairly average. Right, let's go. Get out of my way. So, I didn't point this out when I was playing Double Dash, but that rock over there, I'm sorry, but that is a penis. It's pink, it has two balls on one end, and then a bulbous tip. I don't know how you can see that as anything else. I like how despite Daisy Cruiser not being in this game, you can actually still see it here. It's a pretty nice detail, I'm glad they kept that. Right, I'm going for the jump over here. Oh no. Oh, and it didn't even hit the catapult either. I hate these guys. Oh. There's something about getting hit at the last minute that's just so much more infuriating. Okay, that was my own fault. Yeah, so Peach Beach, I think it's about the same as it was on Double Dash. Like, it's average. Nothing's really changed. There's no massive upgrades, no massive downgrades. Yeah, I'm pretty content to give that an average. Do I like it more than the Double Dash version? That's hard to say. I think overall I prefer Wii as a game, and prefer how Wii controls. But there's also something really satisfying about how Double Dash controls. But then I don't know if Peach Beach is really a course that takes advantage of that much. So I might slightly give the edge to the Wii version, just because I prefer Wii as a game. Anyway, next up, a track from my childhood Mario Kart game, Mario Kart DS, Yoshi Falls. And of all of the DS tracks to bring back, why this one? Why this one? It's an oval. That is literally all it is. Now, it's a slightly prettier oval than it was on the DS, but it's still just an oval. I really don't understand why they brought this one back. The only track that would have been more boring is Figure 8 Circuit. Okay, didn't actually get an item there. That's a little bit disappointing. So yeah, back on the DS, I thought this track was pretty meh. And it's really not doing much now to redeem itself. I think this is also going to get a meh. Okay, I think I just about... No, get out of my way, Bowser Jr., you little shit. No, that was my first. Where the hell did you come from? But yeah, Yoshi falls. That gets a meh. Just like its original. I think technically I like this version more than the DS version, just because I prefer the controls of Mario Kart Wii. But also, it loses points for just being remade in the first place, because they could have picked any other track, and they didn't. Anyway, moving on. Ghost Valley 2. Okay, a SNES track. So, I do believe that I loved this back on the SNES, but as I said during Mario Kart DS, these flat track remakes can sometimes be a little bit tricky to rank, because even if they're great in a 2D game, that doesn't necessarily translate to the 3D games. That said, I will already tell you that the visuals here are pretty great. I think they did a good job with the darkness and the spookiness. And I love that they kept the shortcut. And I love that technically, if you're skilled enough, I'm not, you can take that without a mushroom, which is pretty cool. Oh god, I thought I was going to go off then. Okay, I'm not going to take it this time. It's just a little bit too risky. Gotta stop hitting the walls. Come on, Ben. Right, nice, there we go. So, as far as SNES remakes go, I think it's decent. It doesn't do much to make the course stand out, especially next to some of the more interesting Nitro courses that we have in this game. But it's still fun to drive around. I like that the shortcut is kind of skill-based. You don't necessarily need a mushroom to take it if you take it at the right angle. As a Mario Kart Wii track, I don't know that I love it, but I definitely like it. Right, before I move on, my gamepad is on the red, so let me just plug it in quickly. Probably should have done that before I started recording, to be honest with you, but being prepared is not something that I am. In that goes. In that goes. Turn the switch on, and onto the fourth and final track of the Shell Cup. N64 Mario Raceway. One of my favourite Mario circuits in the series, actually. I love this one back on N64. And I can already tell you, visually, it's an improvement. The yellow and red are slightly more muted and just aren't as horrifically painful on the eyes anymore. But I just don't get why they went for Mario and why they went for red and yellow. Like, Mario's colours are red and blue. Why not do red and blue blocks? It looks so much better. But yeah, this is still a fun one to drive around. Kinda wish I had a mushroom to take that shortcut. Okay, something good here, please. That'll do. Nice. Okay. Back near the front of the pack. That is lovely stuff. Oh my god. I do not want to be a sandwich, thank you. Okay, thank you, Golden Mushroom. You're my hero. Nice, my fake box got someone. I'll take the shell for a shield. Okay, I'm nearly at the end. Let's not mess this up. And there we go. I think I still love Mario Raceway. And I think I like it ever so slightly more than on the N64, just because we have better controls and it's not so ugly. Okay, off to a pretty decent start so far with these retros. And I will take my well-earned trophy. Thank you very much. Rightio then. Here's me gold. Onto the Banana Cup. Oh, and I got a star on it as well. Nice. Oh dear. We're starting with Sherbet Land. One of the tracks that I disliked on the N64. Let's see if it's any better here. Visually, I will say it's nice. I like how they've done the reflections, the penguins are cute. That's probably the only positive that I'm going to give this course. Okay, that wasn't the course's fault, that was my fault. Oh, that corner there is awful to take. And then this one is not much better. Oh, God. Okay, let's try and drift through the cave. Not always easily done. Okay, got another awful corner here. Okay, that one wasn't so bad, actually. I will say the music is nice, at least. Sherbet Land has that going for it. Fuck you, Bowser. And I got a blooper as well, really. What am I meant to do with that? Absolutely useless item. Oh, I hate taking that corner every single time. And this one as well. Okay, right. I've taken first. Nice. Oh, come on. No. Right at the end. Really? Get out of my way, Toad. This is my victory, not yours. Yeah, I still don't like Sherbet Land. While it looks nicer than it does on the N64, it's still really awkward to drive on. I hate some of these corners. And honestly, I think I hate driving on it here more than I do on the N64. Because I already don't really like Mario Kart 64's controls, I don't really notice Sherbet Land being any, significantly worse to play on than certain other tracks. But here, because I actually like how Mario Kart Wii controls, I just feel awful on this track. I feel like it just doesn't fit how the game controls at all, so it's getting a dislike. It's not quite enough to get a hate, and it's definitely worse than the N64 version, I would say. On to another track that I was pretty negative on in its original incarnation, Shy Guy Beach from Mario Kart Super Circuit. I gave this a meh originally. I thought that it had a neat idea, but it was basically just an oval, and its main gimmick barely impacted the race. Now, right away, it's going to lose points because this is not a nice looking track. I think it's just a little bit too cartoony, and it feels like it just doesn't fit in with the rest of the game. Like, the water looks like a toxic blue. It's not great to look at. And obviously the layout hasn't really been improved at all. It's still a circle. However, what has improved, and it's a pretty big improvement, is that the pirate ship actually has an impact on the racers now. They will actually fire the bombs, and they actually have a chance to hit people. See, there's one. Had to actually swerve to avoid that. Also, I do think this turn at the end here is quite an interesting one to take. It's quite fun. Oh, I did not realize you were that close behind me, Yoshi. Okay. Yeah, get hit, Koopa Trooper. Get out of my way. God, where are all you guys coming from? What the hell? Wait, what even hit me there? What? Oh, just clutched it at the end there. Yeah, I think Shy Guy Beach is an improvement over the original. I think that the fact that the bombs actually have an impact on the race now makes it a lot more interesting. It gets it up to an average, but it's not enough to make me like it. But still, an improvement is an improvement. Aside from Sherbet Land, which is mostly just me, I think, there hasn't really been a track that feels like a downgrade so far. Anyway, a track that I adored in its original incarnation, Delfino Square from Mario Kart DS. I think it would be very, very hard to muck this one up. But we'll see how they do. Oh, the music is great as always. And honestly, this track feels like it was designed for Mario Kart Wii. These turns fit inside drifting super well. Like in Mario Kart DS, I often felt like they were a little bit too sharp sometimes, and I struggled to take them. Whereas here, nope, they feel perfect. And what also feels perfect in this version is over here, we have our wonderful bridge. We can actually trick off it now. Oh, that feels cool. Yeah, just every part of this course feels better on Wii, and it was already amazing. But I'm so glad they brought this one back. Definitely a big improvement over Yoshi Falls. Still not quite sure why they brought that one back. Oh, great. Thanks, Donkey Kong. Not quite sure how you didn't get hit by that as well, because you were right on my ass, but okay. Okay, I'm surprised I hit the boxes there. If that had actually hit Donkey Kong, that would have been an amazing throw. Alright, go on, hit the banana, you know you want to. Come on, yes! Nice. So, I still adore Delfino Square, and I like the Wii version more than I like the DS version. The DS version is great, but every single piece of the Wii version just feels better to play, and it feels like an improvement. I think that's the first retro track that has gotten an adore. So once again, Mario Kart Wii, you have all of the bangers. Okay, the final track of the Banana Cup, Waluigi Stadium from Mario Kart Double Dash. I believe this was a track that I liked back on the original, and I held it back a bit on the original because of this remake and because of the Mario Kart 8 remake. Because without tricks, it just felt a little empty. But with tricks, this track feels so much more fun. And sometimes I actually struggle to control what I'm doing on this track because I stuck at the game. And it gets really fast on here sometimes. Whoa, it slipped between them. Nice. Oh, that's a sharp turn. That's a sharp turn. Oh my god. Oh, don't get me while I'm in the mud. No. Okay, that lap could have gone better. Oh my god. Oh no. Right, let's try and hit Toad here. Not sure I'm going to pull it off. Oh no, I was hoping to knock him back into me. God damn it. I am never going to aim those jumps well, am I? Oh, bit of Mario Kart 8 muscle memory took over there. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, that's a lot of fake boxes. Bloody hell. Okay, I didn't get a warning about that red shell. That's not fair. Come on, yes! Nice. You just gotta take the corner sharp enough and you can steal first. Okay, so yeah, Waluigi Stadium gets upgraded from a like to a love. I don't adore it. I think I do prefer DS Wario Stadium. But it's still a great track. A lot of fun. On to the next one. On to the Leaf Cup. Gotta get my trophy first though, because we can't be skipping these. They're an important part of the process. Oh, my knee's getting sore. That's a bit weird. Oh, don't know why that is. Ow. Oh, God, it just clicked. I don't know if you heard that. Oh. Oh, God, now it's really sore. Okay, I might need to go see a doctor. Mario Kart first, though. I'm going to finish these tracks. Okay, here we go. Leaf Cup, then. Starting with another DS track. This time, Desert Hills. So, Desert Hills, I liked. I think it was mainly nostalgia and those last few turns getting it to that point, because it's a fairly standard desert track otherwise. And it being remade here is just another reason why it shouldn't have been chosen for Mario Kart World. We should have got Dry Dry Ruins instead. But we'll see how this remake holds up. Because I do like Dry Dry Ruins more than the original version of this. So I'm assuming that's probably going to hold true here as well. That said, I do like all the shortcuts you can take on this. Like, if you have a mushroom on this track, there's a lot of crazy stuff that you can do. A lot of cuts that you can make. Now, this section at the end, with inside drifting, feels really fun. It was already fun on DS, but I think it's even more fun here. Okay. Into the final set of turns. Let's get an item if I can. Yep, good job I did that. Oh, God, yeah, I knew that was going to hit me. Didn't quite swerve out of the way in time. Oh, great. It always waits until the last lap when you have the hardest time getting back to first. It's like the game knows. Oh god, that was close. Okay, so like with Delfino Square, I think it stays where it was. It stays as a like, but I think I like this version more than the DS version. Okay, what is coming next? Bowser Castle 3 from Mario Kart Super Circuit. So I was a big fan of all of Super Circuit's Bowser Castles. I think 1 got a like, and then 2, 3, and 4 got a love. The DS version of 2, though, only got a like because it felt like it really should have been remade in a game with the trick system, like this game. So we'll see if this track actually takes advantage of the trick system properly, or if we should have got 3 in DS and 2 in Wii. I will say, though, visually, I think they've done a great job with this one. 3 already stood out really nicely because of the colours, and I think they've translated that really well here. Oh, and here we go. Bunch of tricks. Nice. The music's great here as well. Honestly, some of these corners are really satisfying to take with inside drifting. I think, like with Ghost Valley, it's a track where they haven't done much to, like, spruce it up visually and, like, make it really bombastic and epic and stand out. But they've done a good enough job where it looks nice enough. And just the base layout is really fun to drive on. Like, you know, we don't have a bunch of new ramps and stuff like that. We don't have a fancy anti-gravity section like Mario Kart 8 loves to do. Obviously, because anti-gravity wasn't in this game, but that's not the point I'm making. But I think this track just goes to show that just because a track originated from a 2D game, just because it's a flat track, it doesn't mean it's a bad track. And I hear that sentiment way too often, that just because a track is flat, it's immediately bad. Now, there are a lot of bad flat tracks, but they're not bad because they're flat. Okay, on to lap 3. Okay, I love this section with all the tricks. Super satisfying to do. And the jump, a very nice addition to this track. Oh my god, look at the lead that I have. I don't want to jinx it, but I think I'm going to win. Yeah, so I think what Bowser Castle 3 has done is what Bowser Castle 2 failed to do back on the DS. It's taken a track from a 2D game and made it just as fun to play in this 3D game as it was originally. I love Bowser Castle 3. I love the blue aesthetic. It's really fun to drive. Do I like it more than the Super Circuit version? That's hard to say. Because while I think they did a really good job with this remake, it's probably not going to be my go-to track when I play this game, but with Super Circuit it would be. But then again, you could argue that's just because Super Circuit has a lot less standout tracks than this one does. I think I'm going to give a slight edge to Super Circuit, but I still absolutely love this remake. Actually, no, I'll stick with that. I'll stick with what I've said, I won't contradict myself. Okay, DK's Jungle Parkway. This is a track that I thought was just kind of average back on the N64. It didn't really stand out to me there very much. I will say, though, it's had one hell of a visual overhaul. It looks really nice here. It's quite a nice glow-up. It's very pretty. And honestly, some of these turns are really nice for inside drifting. You can just keep it going for ages. Bloody power blocks. They always come at the worst time. Right, let's try and take this cave turn properly without a power block this time. There we go, nice. Oh, god damn it, Lightning. Please don't put me in the off-road like that. Okay, nice. Got a banana back. Okay, so I think the visual upgrade alone, and being in just a better controlling game than Mario Kart 64, has lifted DK Jungle Parkway from a track that I thought was average to a track that I like. I don't love it. You know, it still doesn't stand out as much in this game just because of how many banger tracks there are, but it's a fairly solid one. I like it. Anyway, onto the final track of this cup. Mario Circuit from Mario Kart Double Dash, our third Mario Circuit. God damn, they love their Mario Circuits in this one. I think I gave Double Dash's Mario Circuit a like before. I think I said I liked it. Yeah. Definitely more interesting than Wii's Mario Circuit, but definitely in the lower half of Mario Circuits, I would say. Like DS's, 7s, they're just a lot more interesting. N64s. And while 8s is really simplistic, the concept of it is really cool. I will say, though, this is one of the remakes that really benefits from being in Mario Kart Wii. Because you can... Well, I didn't manage it that time because I crashed into the Goomba. But you can actually trick off stuff now, which makes all the bumps and stuff a lot more satisfying to drive over. That alone is a massive improvement. Oh god, that was close. Right, let's not hit a Goomba this time, please. There we go. Let's weave between the piranha plants at the end. Oh, really? Ooh, that was a bit close. So yeah, I think just with the simple addition of tricks, GameCube Mario Circuit goes from an average track to a track that I like. Kind of like DK Jungle Parkway, but it can't go any higher than that. It's still a fairly basic Mario Circuit. It's not as good as the N64 one. The N64 one just feels so much more satisfying to drive around, but it's better than the Wii one, which is literally just figure 8 circuit with a chain jump. Anyway, I hope you like Mario Circuit, because we've just had one, and we're about to have another one. Anyway, give me my gold trophy, and let's move on to the Lightning Cup. So, I'm a little bit worried about the Lightning Cup. In all of my practice runs, it was the only one I wasn't able to get a gold on. I'm hoping to redeem myself today, but I'm worried that I won't be able to. Anyway, here we go. So, when I said, I think it was in the last video, that this game gives Super Mario Kart a run for its money with how many Mario circuits there are, I wasn't joking. Because here is Mario Circuit 3 from Super Mario Kart, our fourth and final Mario Circuit in this game. Why are there so many of them? And why is it in the Lightning Cup? It's a simple track. Why is it in the final cup? It is so out of place here. Also, I would like to apologise to Mario Kart DS. I was quite mean to Mario Kart DS, saying that its SNES remakes looked quite ugly. And they do, but this one looks so much worse. Like, Mario Kart Wii isn't the best looking Wii game, but it looks nice enough. But this track is just genuinely really ugly. The colours just feel... I mean, the blocks are still colourful, but the road, the off-road, it just feels super muted and just really muddy and ugly. And I know it is meant to be mud, but it's possible to make nice-looking mud, and they really failed here. Absolutely the worst-looking track in this game, by a long shot. Plus, after playing it loads in the Booster Course Pass because they decided to bring it back there for some reason, I'm just kind of sick of Mario Circuit 3. Like, I'm just sick of seeing it. It comes up way too often. It's even coming back in Mario Kart World. Like, why? Why can't we get Mario Circuit 4? That one is so much better. Anyway, let's go into this 180-degree turn again. You'll notice that I've barely mentioned the 180-degree turn, because here on Mario Kart Wii with Inside Drifting, it's barely noticeable. It was the one interesting thing that this track had, and it's not even interesting anymore. So I'm sorry, Mario Circuit 3, you were an average track before, because Super Mario Kart is a much simpler game, so you do somewhat stand out there. But here, no. There's just so much about you that I dislike. I dislike that you're the 4th Mario Circuit, I dislike how ugly you are, and I dislike how simplistic you feel in this game, and I dislike how far into the game you are. You should have been a Mushroom Cup track. Anyway. Hopefully, a track that I'll be much more positive about. DS Peach Gardens. I believe this was one of the tracks that did I love it or did I adore it? I think I adored it, actually. I can't find it. But yeah, this is just always a really fun one to race around. And pretty much everything that's great about this one is preserved. I think this is definitely another case of it's pretty much in the same tier as it was on DS, but slightly better. Just by virtue of being in Mario Kart Wii, a game that I prefer the controls of. Oh, great. Okay, nice. Let's slip there, nice. Easier to take with the inside drifting. Can I outrun the chomp? Yes, I can. Lovely. Oh, not another one. Did not mean to throw that over there. I was hoping to drop it behind me. Let's grab an item. Oh, God. I messed up my turning a little bit there. I did not see that banana there. Oh, you went for the jump, did you? That's annoying. And I just stole it. Lovely. Love doing that. So where did I put Peach Gardens originally again? I think it was... Yeah, it was a track that I loved. And again, I think it's... As is the trend with Mario Kart DS tracks today. It's staying in the same category. I love this one. And I think it's a slight improvement over the DS one, just by virtue of being in a better controlling game. But it doesn't move up a tier. A damn improvement over Mario Circuit 3, though. A massive improvement. Anyway, onto DK Mountain from Mario Kart Double Dash. This was a track that I adored back on the GameCube, because I think it complemented the way Double Dash plays very, very well, and was just super fun to drive down. Let's see if it holds up here. Yeah, you take that, please. I don't want it. Okay, again, having tricks and half-pipes and stuff here, it just improves the track by virtue of just being on Mario Kart Wii. Not that I'm going to be taking the half-pipes here. On this track, I feel like they are just definitely the slower route, and they're a little bit of a trap. So I say they improve the track. They kind of don't, really. They're kind of just there. But it's fine, though. They don't harm the track by being there. Oh, this bridge is infamous. There's a very infamous clip that takes place there. Oh, I love how high you go with these jumps. Oh, come on. Now, one thing that is a slight downgrade is that there's a lot more room here to avoid the crack. I think that was one of the more enjoyable moments on the track, was trying to line yourself up so you could take that properly. And it made the track require a little bit of skill, but they've taken that away. So that's a little bit of a downgrade. Oh, come on, Ben. What are you doing? You could have easily avoided that if you'd just been paying attention. Okay. So I still adore DK Mountain. It's still a really fun track to race on. But I do think the Wii version is a slight, very slight downgrade over the Double Dash version. There's just something about the Double Dash version that fit how Double Dash plays really, really, really well. And it doesn't have quite the same level of just satisfaction here. And that bit with the crack where they widen the track is definitely a downgrade, makes it a little bit too easy. But overall, the identity of the track is still very much there. It's still very fun to play, so I still adore it. It's still one of the best tracks in this game. Which is saying a lot, because there are so many great tracks in this game. Hold on, just shut that, see if you can see my face a bit better. So the problem with trying to record stuff during the day is the lighting in this room is not perfect. Anyway, on to the final track of the game, Bowser's Castle from the N64. If I remember correctly, I think I loved this one, actually, or did I like it? I think I was pretty positive on it. Although saying that, there are Bowser Castles that I like a lot more than the original. What the original really had going for it, though, was quite a unique atmosphere compared to the other Bowser Castles. And I think they've retained that here pretty well. And again, the visuals, just by virtue of being in Mario Kart Wii, are a big improvement over the N64. The one thing I will say is a bit of a downgrade, though, is the thwomps. The thwomps in general do look better with their proper modern designs as opposed to the weird blocky ones they had back on the N64. But the one that was imprisoned had like a greeny hue to him that made him stand out, and he doesn't have that anymore, which is a bit of a shame. I believe the community calls him Marty, but poor Marty doesn't really have his identity anymore. Oh my god, nearly got hit there. Oh, that was close. Oh, Waluigi, get out of my way. Don't ram me like that, please. Oh, come on, I barely clipped that. That's not fair. At least it puts me on this side of it this time. So I don't end up falling into the pit like 6 times like I did back on the N64. Oh, come on. I swear they don't spawn for anyone else. Yeah, yeah, screw you two. Oh, can I take the mushroom? Probably not. Probably would have gone into the wall if I grabbed that. And there we go. Right, let's just double check what I gave N64 Bowser Castle before. Okay, I gave it a like before. I think I'm going to upgrade it. I think I'm going to upgrade the remake to a love. I had a lot of fun going around that one. The visual improvements are really nice. It feels a lot more fun to drive around with the better controls. It does lose a little bit of charm without the green thwomp, but that's not enough to drag it down. I think the improvements overall are... they outweigh the downside. Anyway, there we go. That is all of the retro tracks of Mario Kart Wii done. And honestly, I think it's a pretty solid selection. Certainly a lot better choices than Mario Kart DS had. Though, like, Mario Kart DS had a cup that was just entirely circuits, which, like, what? Obviously, there are still some weird picks, because, like, why are there 4 Mario circuits? Like, what are you doing with that one? They could have definitely picked a more interesting DS track than Yoshi Falls. But overall, it's a solid selection. It's not stacked with fan favourites, but it's stacked with decent tracks. And none of them really feel like a downgrade. The only one that felt like a massive downgrade was one that I already didn't like. And overall, besides Mario Circuit 3, they're either on par with their original or a big improvement. Now, they're not a massive improvement in the way that Mario Kart 8 does things, where it like basically completely redesigns the track sometimes. They're just an improvement by being in Mario Kart Wii, but a lot of tracks just really benefit from half pipes, from the trick system. They make them so much more satisfying to play. Overall, Mario Kart Wii is a great game, isn't it? Like, I know people in my friend group aren't particularly big on it, but I really don't agree with them. I think Mario Kart Wii is amazing, and having come back to both DS and Wii, despite for years DS being the Mario Kart game that I was nostalgic for, the Mario Kart game of my childhood, I think Mario Kart Wii has actually overtaken it. I think if I were to rank the games now, I would rank Wii above DS. So far we're looking at Mario Kart 64, Super Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart DS, and Mario Kart Wii. So besides Mario Kart 64, we're basically just getting better as we go. And to be fair, I'm sure most people would say Mario Kart 64 is better than Super Mario Kart. I'm just a bit of a contrarian. I just really don't like Mario Kart 64 that much, as my video of that made clear. I should really stop shitting on that game when I'm playing other games. It's not fair to that game. But yeah, Mario Kart Wii, it's fun to control. I like the inside drifting. I know it's overpowered, so I get why they changed it in later games and didn't make it as noticeable of a difference. But I do kind of miss it, because while I'm not really used to playing with it, and I've made a few stupid mistakes because of it, it is quite fun, and there are quite a lot of turns that are just a lot more interesting because of how you can take them with inside drifting. And the item chaos. Oh my god. This game gives Double Dash a run for its money in the chaos department. And to me, Mario Kart is all about chaos with friends, lobbing items at each other all the time. And Mario Kart Wii, I feel like, does that very, very, very well. Right, we did see the full credits during the Nitro video, so now that I've finished everything I have to say, I do think I am going to skip the rest of the credits. We don't really need to see it twice. So, the journey to Mario Kart World will be continuing with Mario Kart 7. Now, Mario Kart 7 is going to be a bit of an interesting one, because at this moment, I'm not entirely sure that I'm actually going to be able to record footage for it. I do need to do some tests to see how that's going to go, but my computer was already struggling to run the DS emulator and OBS to record it. I really don't know how it's going to handle a 3DS emulator, which you'd think would be a step up from a DS emulator, but with how emulators are, that's not necessarily true. If I can't record Mario Kart 7, I haven't yet decided how I'm going to handle that. I might maybe do a different style of video to talk about its tracks. I might just skip it, release the tier list. So I'll still rank all the tracks and release the tier list, and then just video-wise move on to Mario Kart 8. Not 100% sure yet. We'll just see how that goes. I've actually got to... I've not really started looking at Mario Kart 7 yet. I had a lot of stuff that I needed to unlock for Mario Kart Wii, so that's kind of dominated my time over the past few weeks. Anyway, I can now play in mirror mode, apparently. Nice. And I can drive in that thing, but I don't think I want to. It's pretty ugly. And I can also drive in that thing. That is also pretty ugly. Okay, I think that does it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good rest of the day, and I will see you next time. Bye!